Hello. Today we have Steve Colin from our central location and a member of our Sanctuary Corps team here to talk about red flags. Hi, Steve.
Hi, Michelle.
Can you tell us what a red flag meeting is?
Yes, a red flag meeting is one of our 4 main sanctuary tools, and it's one that we can use to address a collective disturbance, to use the sanctuary shared language. If you're having an issue or a concern with a peer or a supervisor, or your department is having some issues with another department, a red flag meeting is a tool at our disposal that utilizes democracy, emotional intelligence, many of the other core principles of sanctuary to come to a just resolution between both parties. It's something that allows us to air our grievances in a safe and emotionally intelligent place, and it's something that the other party can also do the same, and it takes into account that we're all on a level playing field during the time of a red flag meeting, and the intended outcome is to come to an understanding and a middle ground that both sides are okay with, so that they can best serve their clients and do their jobs the way they need to.
And is there a way that the red flag meeting could be utilized with clients?
There is. If a client is having a difficulty with their caseworker, for example, or with their doctor, a red flag meeting is a perfect opportunity to give that client and empower that client by giving them a space where it's safe to air those grievances or air those concerns or the problems that they have. And then it would also give, in this example, the doctor a chance to better explain why they did what they did, whether it be a medication change or denying a medication. But it is something that can and should be used with our clients once fully implemented.
Great. How do you personally, with the work that you do, use this? Or could you use this tool?
Yes, thanks. Great question, Michelle. I have had the opportunity to be on both sides of a red flag meeting. I have called one with someone that I was feeling a little bit uncomfortable with some of the policies and things that they were bringing down. So I had the red flag meeting. We came to a mutual understanding. I realized that I had some groupthink going on. I had some misunderstood perceptions of this individual. They were able to clarify those and say, that's not accurate, but this is that. This is what is accurate, and we were able to come to a resolution, and that individual and I work swimmingly together now, so that was a very positive outcome. I've also been able to be on the other side of helping facilitate a red flag meeting where we take into account democracy and safety, that those are 2 of the big things that regardless of whether you're the CEO and the person calling the red flag meeting is a direct line staff or a maintenance staff, the positions go away and they just try and come together on equal ground with a facilitator to come to a just resolution.
Great. And have you had the opportunity to use this tool in your personal life, or do you see where this might fit into your personal life as well?
Yes, as with so much with Sanctuary, we not only can use this in our professional lives, but I've done unofficial toned down versions in my own house with my own family members, especially with my kids. Parenting is not always democratic, but I've really fostered in my children that they are free to speak their minds. So we've had informal red flag meetings and come to an understanding, and I was able to justify my reasonings behind my decision. They were able to share why they didn't like the decision, and we came to a compromise that both of us were happy with.
Great. And so what do you see this meaning for our organization when it's fully implemented?
Yes. As part of Sanctuary being trauma informed, this can help address problems or little disagreements and head them off at the pass before they get to the point where they are fully traumatic to an individual. So if we recognize a collective disturbance when it first happens, we can then deal with it in a way that is positive, constructive, and open to both parties, both the person giving the decision and the one having to follow the decision or policy or whatever it might be. And it also can help improve staff morale. Is if I'm having trouble with one of my coworkers, Michelle, I can then ask for a red flag meeting so that I can in a safe way say what is going on that I don't appreciate or I don't think is safe or whatever. And it also gives them a chance to say, well, Steve, that's not really what I'm doing, or I didn't realize that. Let's do this differently in the future. So it's just a really positive tool and one of my favorite tools in the Sanctuary Toolkit.
One last question.
Yes.
You talked a lot about safety. The word safety came up several times in your video here. So just talk to us about the importance of safety in the red flag process.
Safety is such a vital component to Sanctuary, being trauma informed and not wanting to have institutional trauma or peer on peer trauma or staff on client trauma or client on staff trauma. So the red flag meeting is something that is facilitated by a disinterested, by meaning that they're don't care about the meeting, but that they don't have a stake in what's being discussed, so that it can be refereed if necessary, but also that both parties feel that there's an outside force there to help mediate, to bring them to a place where they're feeling personally safe, both emotionally, physically, in all the aspects of safety. And that is just so vital, and that is why being safe and being able to feel safe is such a large component of the red flag meeting, as well as Sanctuary principles in general. So
thank you so much, Steve, for giving us a great overview of red flag meetings.
You're welcome, Michelle. And since you haven't seen me say this, as always, if you have any questions about red flag meetings or any of the Sanctuary principles or tools, reach out to myself or Michelle or anyone on the core team. The core team members can all be found on the Sanctuary link on ZNet, or you can reach out to your supervisor or a peer and they can help point you in the right direction. But we hope you enjoy these videos, and there will be more to come, and we'll see you again soon.